20 years, it's not a long time. It's about 7,000 days. At 68 years old, he saw something different than what he saw at 48 that he completely missed. He thought he had all the time in the world, but 20 years later, everything looks different. At 48, he was chasing more, doing more, but at 68, he realized he needed less. My name's Mark, aka Create Lifestyle, and I help people break out of the matrix so that they can experience freedom, abundance, peace of mind, and leave a powerful legacy. And today I want to share something powerful. I want to talk about freedom, and I want to tell a little story about a gentleman, as I mentioned, that at 68 realized at 48 he needed to approach some things differently. Because sometimes the truth, it only becomes clear later on in life. He thought at 48 years old, he thought he had time. I've got time. I'll enjoy it later. But at 68, he realized that the time, it doesn't run out dramatically. It disappears quietly. It's like the old metaphor of the frog, that if you put the frog in regular water, the frog just sits in there and chills out. But then if you apply some heat to the frog, it doesn't move. It stays in this heated water, and it just gets hotter and hotter. But the frog, it doesn't jump out. It stays in. If you threw that frog in some cold water, it would jump out. And if you threw it in boiling hot water, it would jump out. But since we put it in this lukewarm water, it's in there, it's comfortable. And now the heat is being turned up on the frog. And eventually, and when the frog realizes it, the frog is cooked. And that's a lot how life can be. And that's the way that this gentleman was explaining it. So you get in this trap where your work becomes your identity, it becomes your security, it becomes your purpose. But what happens is your work expands into your life and it consumes everything. It takes up all your time, your energy, and your presence. Now, I have a background in many different things, but I spent a lot of time in hospitality, working in restaurants. I did a lot of waitering and bartending and managing restaurants and things of that nature. But what was beautiful about just being a waiter, basically, is your time factor. You go in, you do your job, and that's it. You don't take it home. Now, when I worked in real estate, I worked in the office there, and my work, it consumed me. It followed me around. I was an account executive. I would travel around to various real estate offices and sharing our multiple listing services with them. And what ended up happening was, since I had so much flexibility, I was on a leash, so to speak. I always had emails that I had to tend to. I always had to respond to them in a reasonable amount of time. I was always checking in with the office, and that followed me into the evenings, and it followed me into the weekends. So what was really important to understand at 48 that wasn't understood until 68 by this gentleman is that your time is the thing that is valuable, your energy and your presence. And if you don't protect it, it gets absorbed away from you. So the midlife lie was that more effort equaled more freedom. But the truth was, more effort in the wrong system, it just deepens the trap. And then there's stress comes into play. Stress, it doesn't hit you all at once. It stacks up in your body, in your sleep, in your relationships. It's like interest on a debt. Stress, it just compounds. So the shift was, freedom is not necessarily found in more. It's not found in more money. It's not found in more status. Freedom is found in space. It's found in time. It's found in needing less. I have a dear friend, and I call him a minimalist, and he realized this a very long time ago. And that less is actually more. He moved out of his house. He sold his house. He put all his stuff in storage. And over time, he just gave it all away because he didn't need it. What he needed and enjoyed was having time and having freedom and be able to do life on his terms. And that's what the 68-year-old person is saying to the 48-year-old person. It's about time, energy, and control. So the wake-up call is, and I know you heard this before, nobody's coming to save you. The system is not going to reward your loyalty. If it could, you'd work forever. Hopefully you can find something that you can do all the way up into your golden age that benefits society in some way. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm learning how to create residual income and build online businesses that provide freedom. If you're interested in learning about that, just drop a fire emoji in the comments and I'll get back to you with some information. But understand that if you don't control your income, you're not going to be able to control your time. And that's how a lot of us just get stuck in the matrix. The 68-year-older, again, speaking to the 48-year-older, is begin to set up your exit plan and to protect your health like it is the most valuable thing that you have, because it actually is. Don't wait till you burn out and get exhausted or some crisis hits you before you decide to do something about it. Understand that time is your most valuable asset. If you got people you love and you haven't talked to them, reach out to them, call them, let them know that you love them. Most people think they have all the time in the world and that it's unlimited, but you find out later in life that time is not unlimited. So it's about needing less and controlling your life. So the real question is, are you building the freedom or are you slowly trading it away? So understand that time waits for no one. And freedom, it doesn't happen by accident. So, as always, the only way out is in. Peace, love, and control your destiny.